Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm going to do the next recipe, the Pollo Pibil, from the SpiceBreeze kit. I did do the Patsy Ooh the other day or last week. And I did say I was going to do this one. I saved it for Taco Tuesday, pretty much. So this one pretty much has like annatto, cumin, different oregano, different spices like that. And then of this, this is just a smoked paprika. And they do give a recipe card. I'm not going to completely follow that. And as for the annatto, this is what the seeds look like. You can pick this up in your stores, and some stores anyway. I picked this up from an Asian market nearby. You can find them, I think, in some Mexican restaurant or markets as well. You'd be surprised how many dishes this is in. It's used as a natural dye, and it's been used for thousands of years. It was used by the Mayans, South American, Philippines. That's where I was introduced to it, was by Filipinos back in about 2005. I worked with a few Filipinos, and they pretty much shared it with me, and I've been using it pretty much since. It's got a unique flavor to it. But we're gonna do Pollo Pabil. We're gonna use chicken for this. What we need to do is we need to mix up our spices here. I'm just going to put both of the packets in there. And I'm going to kind of do my own recipe with this one. I mean, not really too much the recipe, but like the technique and everything. I'm going to kind of make it my own. I'm not really going to follow the recipe cards. We're going to add half of a cup of orange juice, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, and a decent amount of garlic. We got a few cloves worth here. We're going to give this a good mix. You see it has a nice dark vibrant color. Other variations that you can get, we're also going to add a little bit of salt, but other variations you can get is like achiote paste. The annatto is from the achiote tree. So you can also buy it in a paste, which usually has the seasonings and stuff in it as well. It's a vibrant red. It usually comes like a little brick. And then you can use that instead of something like this. But we'll see how the flavor compares when I get done making this. I haven't used the SpiceBreeze blend before. I'm gonna go ahead and add chicken. I got about, I would say about 1.5 pounds here. And it's thinly sliced chicken breast. You could also use chicken thighs. You could also use pork, whatever meat you want. We're just going to give this a good mix, get it all nice and coated. And then I'm going to, I'm going to wrap it with saran wrap, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge. Let it marinate 2 to 24 hours. I'm actually going to let it marinate overnight. So it's probably going to be about 15 hours that I'm going to have it marinating. All right, we're back the next day. It's been marinating overnight. There's a lot of aromas coming out of this. Smells really good. Has a unique smell when it comes to the achiote or the annatto. I'm also going to slice up an onion nice and thin, and we're going to cut up some tomatoes. That's going to go into the dish here in just a little bit. All right, once our onions are nice and slicely thin, I'm going to then do a rough chop of the tomatoes. Next, I'm getting a pan nice and hot. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil, or I'm going to spray a little olive oil in it. Then I'm just going to place all the chicken into the pan. After that, I'm just going to give the chicken a few minutes to cook, stirring it every so often. All right, a few minutes later, it's looking really good. The chicken is pretty much done at this point, but we're not done cooking it yet. I'm going to go ahead and get this removed from the pan, and then we're going to do the onions next. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the onions. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil in the pan. When I put the onions in, I'm kind of wanting to cook them and caramelize them just a little bit before I proceed. I think onions with a little bit of caramelization definitely taste a lot better. I will go ahead and let these cook here for a few minutes. Once the onions are pretty close to where I want them, I'm going to throw the tomatoes in. And then I'm going to let these cook down for a couple minutes. Alright, after the tomatoes have had a chance to kind of cook down a little bit, along with the onions cooking just a little bit more, I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken and the juices back into the pan. Then I'm going to give this a good stir. It's really smelling amazing. I can't wait to try this. Next, I'm going to put a lid on this, and I'm just going to let it slow cook for about 20 minutes. Alright, we are back after about 20 minutes. I think it was closer to 25. Everything's looking really good. It's smelling amazing. My Amazon driver showed up, dropped off a package, and he commented about how he could smell it outside. My house is going to smell like a Mexican restaurant for a couple of days. I love it. Go ahead and give everything a good stir. Also need to do a taste test, make sure that there's enough salt and everything in it. It definitely needs a little bit of salt. I'm just using some kosher sea salt here. I'm going to give that one last mix, and then I'm going to set this aside, and then we'll start building our tacos. Now I have a cast iron all heated up here. I'm cooking some corn tortillas. You could always use flour as well. I'm going to start one side and flip it over. I want to make sure that they are soft. And then we're going to add some of our chicken here in the center. And then just carefully, because corn tortillas do break pretty easily if you don't get them at the right temperature and everything. But we got our first taco here. You're just going to repeat this for however many you're going to make. All right, let's go ahead and build our tacos here. I'm going to use some cotija cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want. I'm just going to sprinkle some of that on each one of them. This cheese gives a nice authentic flavor, gives a little bit of saltiness and everything. I'm also going to add a little bit of cilantro to all of them. And if you want to go crazy and add sour cream and all that stuff, you can do that. That's definitely not authentic. That's more of an American tradition to do that part. I'm just going to keep it kind of simple here. Also, you could use whatever salsa you want. Use your favorite salsa. You can make one. I'm just going to use a rojo salsa that I picked up from the Mexican aisle. It is one of my favorite ones. There we go. There's our Pollo Pabil tacos. We could add a couple limes if you wish. Now for the taste test, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of lime on mine. It's definitely an explosion of flavor. If you haven't given it a chance to try something like this, definitely give it a try. It's really, really good. I thank you for stopping by and watching my video. Hit that subscribe button, like, and comment below. Thank you for stopping by.